On May 2023, a warning was issued to the players in the banking and the financial sector, citing instances where innovative methods were being used to conceal the real status of stressed loans and thereby projecting an artificially clean image in the books. This warning was issued by Mr. Shaktikanta Das, the governor of RBI. 2 days later, the governor found support from the finance ministry, which seconded his opinion and stated that they completely supported his concerns and opinions. In this video, I'm going to talk about the very less talked about topic of evergreening of loans by finance companies. Hi, my name is Yash Shah and I'm part of the leadership team at SJA, a premier name in the field of monitoring portfolio statements, AUM books of large NBFCs with corporate books, retail books like housing, commercial vehicles, education, gold loans, factoring NBFCs, and so on. Recently, when we were engaged by a consortium of 22 private, public, and foreign banks, financial institutions, mutual funds, government investment bodies to investigate into the affairs of a listed and marquee NBFC with an AUM of 9,000 crores and sanctioned credit lines of 7,000 crores, primarily with respect to allegations of an evergreening exercise which had spiraled out of control, resignation by big names as statutory auditors, and also to suggest remedial measures to come out of the present situation. We thought that this was an extremely important topic which needs to be discussed, and hence this video. So what exactly is evergreening? Evergreening of loans refers to the practice employed by banks, finance companies, or anyone engaged in the business of credit to extend or roll over existing loans that are at risk of default instead of recognizing them as non-performing assets or NPAs. This practice may involve additional funding to the borrower to repay the interest or principal of an existing loan, essentially masking the true financial health of the borrower and deferring the occurrence of default, deterioration in asset quality, reversal of income, creation of provisioning in one single master stroke. What is the statutory guidance on evergreening? The Master Circular on Income Recognition and Asset Classification issued by the RBI is considered as a comprehensive guidance on income recognition and provisioning. This circular is surprisingly very silent on the concept and even the usage of the word evergreening. It tackles the problem in a somewhat indirect, although effective manner through para 24, which reads, if borrowings for the purpose of repayment, refinancing of loans are obtained from lenders who are a part of the Indian banking system where permitted, or with the support from the Indian banking system in the form of guarantees, such events shall be treated as restructuring if the borrower concerned is under financial difficulty. The term financial difficulty is also defined in para 16.2 in a fairly wide and elaborate manner. Very simply put, it says that if you evergreen a loan, be prepared to classify it as a restructured asset, which is in fact what should be done with evergreen loans. Now, with the relevant statutory guidance clarified, we come to the all-important question: how to recognize such loans during an AUM review. To recognize and flag evergreened loans, we have two major objectives. Number one, locate new loans, guarantees which have been extended for repayment or refinance of existing loans, and at the time when this new loan is extended, the borrower in the original loan which gets repaid or refinanced was under financial difficulty. There can be many approaches or strategies to recognize such evergreen loans. Let's discuss one such strategy. Now, over here we need to understand that a loan book which has been evergreened looks very beautiful after the process is completed, meaning thereby that the active loan accounts become squeaky clean in terms to days past due, overdue amounts, SMA or PNPA analysis, staging analysis, etc. The devil in such cases lies in the loans which have gotten closed as a consequence of the evergreening process and the end use of the new loans which have gotten extended in the process. With this broad strategy in mind, you can adopt the below steps to locate and quantify the evergreening which has been done in the AUM under review. Step 1. Always insist for a loan dump since inception, including not only active accounts but also accounts which have been closed as on the reporting date. Step 2. Run a duplication test, also called a dedupe test, on a unique parameter associated with the underlying security. This is because while evergreening, a finance company can generate and refresh almost everything like a new loan account number, new customer ID, new entity also, new disbursement dates, new ROI, fresh repayment schedule, but, and this is a very important but, it is often very difficult to find new security. But if you run a dedupe test with respect to duplicate securities on all loans since inception, like for example, for a vehicle loan book, run this test on the registration numbers, which is an obvious primary key. You will get the entire series of loans which have been extended against the same security. Step 3. Study the repayment pattern and conduct of the closed accounts. Now, you need to see the pattern in these series of loan accounts which have been extended against the same security over the years. Focus your attention first on securities which have been funded multiple times over the years, like 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, in our experience number of fundings going even up to 11 times. Now, out of these 11 accounts, of which 1 is active and 10 are closed, examine the conduct of these 10 closed accounts. Were they repaid as per the normal repayment schedule through periodic EMI, NACH mandates, check or EFT originating from the borrower, or were these 10 closed accounts SMA or overdue on numerous occasions and ultimately one fine day repaid in full through a demand draft or a check on the same day the security got funded under new loan account. Step 4. Examine the beneficiary of the new loan. Is the loan disbursed to the borrower himself as a top-up loan, child loan, emergency loan, or to a third-party entity which exhibits traits of a shell corporation, or in some cases to the NBFC itself which is under audit by way of a contra from the disbursement account to the repayment account, which in our view would be a very crass way of evergreening really. Step 5. Examine the creditworthiness and financials of the borrower when the new loan got extended. Was the new loan extended when the old loans were periodically overdue, CIBIL scores were low, sales, profitability, short-term solvency was in dire straits? If all of the above strategies discussed show you that the borrower had old loans which were overdue or on the verge of NPA, the borrower had poor fundamentals and creditworthiness, that is financial difficulty, and then the financier moved to disburse a fresh loan which ultimately resulted in this problematic loan being paid off in a lump sum manner, most probably what you are dealing with is an evergreen loan. As I said, this is just one of many strategies which can be deployed for evergreening and also for locating such evergreening. Hopefully, the above guide was helpful in understanding the way evergreening works and can be detected. This was a slightly technical topic, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.